CDR here, CLO, your guys' real estate resource. And really briefly, I wanted to, at a digestible level, go ahead and explain real estate commissions and how they work. When somebody raises their hand on wanting to sell a home, typically you're going to pay about 5% here in the state of Oregon. Now, that's 100% negotiable. I've seen 6% and even 7%. And you might have seen signs, we'll list your home for a flat fee of 1% or $1,000, something like that. But it's 100% negotiable. And when I was first understanding and educating myself on real estate, I didn't know how those commissions worked and the percentages, how they were dispersed. I thought when somebody sells the home, the person that's helping gets that full percentage. But it's not like that, my friends. So when selling a home, the listing agent, the agent, realtor, broker, whatever term you want to use, is listing your home at a percent that the seller and realtor negotiate and agree upon. Say it's 5% theoretically, because that's typically what you'll see in Oregon, but also can go to 6-7%. It's completely negotiable. But anyway, theoretically speaking, if we were to use 5% for selling the home, right? Now, when the sale happens, when the transaction is closed, and there's a buyer's agent involved, so we have a seller's agent and a buyer's agent, right? When both of those agents are involved, that whole 5% is going to be split 50-50. Now, that can also be structured in a way where it's not 50-50, 2.5% to the seller's agent, 2.5% to the buyer's agent. That can be structured. However, most of the time it's 50-50, just to make it simple and everyone's happy, right? So let's say it's 50-50, 2.5% to the seller's agent and 2.5% to the buyer's agent. And who pays this percentage, right? Does the buyer pay the 2.5%? No. Typically, here in the state of Oregon, there's all these things and moving factors and pieces and questions that I had that go into it. So typically in a transaction, the seller is going to pay that 5% commission. It's going to come out of their pocket, 2.5% to the seller's agent and 2.5% to the buyer's agent. Now, we have those commissions, 2.5 and 2.5. Both of those agents typically don't get the full 2.5 either. So the brokerage, depending on how the brokerage or firm that they're with, right? So for example, I'm with eXp Realty. You have RE/MAX, that's the one with the balloon, the hot air balloon that you see with somebody is putting a sign in their yard, it's a balloon. Or you've seen, another one is Keller Williams. Those are the big ones. But for example, myself, eXp Realty, Keller Williams, right? 2.5% and another 2.5%. Out of this 2.5%, so let's theoretically use a home is going for sale at 100,000, just for theoretically speaking, on basic terms, 100,000. 2.5% of 100,000 is $2,500. Right now, out of that $2,500, it is split depending on how the brokerage structures its splits. I'm going to receive. So, for example, with eXp Realty, we get an 80% keep, a 20% to the brokerage for all the fees for everything that they do. Now, each brokerage is different. That's why if you're going to get into real estate, make sure to interview different brokerages or firms to see what their splits are like. Is your brokerage going to take half of your commission, or are they going to take more than half? That's something you'd probably want to know. How much are you going to walk away with? So with eXp Realty, my brokerage, the one that I'm working with, is an 80-20 split. So I take 80% of the $2,500. Not a mathematician, so I can put the numbers up on what that would come out to be. And 20% goes to the brokerage that I'm with for fees and dues and everything. Now, Keller Williams, depending on which one you're with, they could be, I don't know exactly what it is, so it could be a 50-50 split. So out of that 2,500, theoretically speaking, 50% of that 2,500 goes to the brokerage and 50% goes to the broker agent, and that's what they keep. So 2,500, so that would be 25, so that's like $1,250, yes, goes to the brokerage. 1,250 the seller, the agent walks away with. So at an overview, there's like multiple umbrellas. Top here, 2.5, 2.5, then goes split to the brokerage and what the agent walks away with, right? So at an overview, that's kind of how commissions work, right? When you see people selling homes at 5%, the listing agent doesn't walk away with all of that 5%. You know, there's obviously dues and fees that go along with it as well, like to the brokerage, and then we also have to pay an MLS fee. You know, you charge for a lot of different things. So, you know, if you're looking to get into real estate or just overall curious on how commissions work and how the income is actually made, that's a breakdown of how it happens. So more than happy to answer some simple questions on real estate and answer, you know, your questions as far as what's happening in the market, what's happening with interest rates, inflation, and what's going to happen with the economy. So see you in the next video. I'm out.